In a summer when Northern Ireland was placed firmly on the world golfing map with a memorable Open at Royal Portrush, more headlines were being made in this stunning corner of Europe. A field of men and women, 2 tournaments running side by side, over the same course, at the same time, and with the same prize money. After overcoming weather delays, England's Jack Senior was in the final group, just a shot back.
It was a bit of a surprise come Sunday to be in the chasing pack. But I think when you're one behind, you haven't got that kind of pressure of doing the interview after the 3rd round, and kind of you kind of go home on that Saturday night, and there's no pressure on you because there's 2 guys who are 1 shot ahead of you. I know it's 1 shot, but 1 shot it makes a big difference. Obviously, I had Beth at the side of me, who's worth a weight in gold that day, keeping patient.
Senior's close friend and roommate for the week, Matt Baldwin, was having a fine day. This tee shot at the par 3 12th, setting up his 4th birdie as he chased down the leaders.
Senior ahead, but he needs to keep pressing.
I remember hitting a great 9-iron into the par 3 12th. Hold a couple of good par putts as well. Hold a good par putt at 13. Hold a lovely putt at 14.
With 4 more birdies coming in, Baldwin signed for a 64 and 11 under par.
I knew if I could birdie the last, then you were going to be in a playoff. I'm very aggressive in my play, so I think that was what helped me really, knowing that I needed to make birdie down the last.
Well, if he doesn't hold this, we are heading to extra holes. And so these 2 good friends will slug it out in a playoff.
Couldn't get away from each other at that time of the season, to be honest. Obviously, we were rooming together, we played Open qualifying together, then we got drawn in the Open together, and then 3 weeks after that, you're playing in a playoff against each other. I mean, we hit 2 shocking tee shots on the first platform. Yeah, we managed to rally and both make 5 there, and then second playoff hole hit a much better drive down the middle. I had a very similar yardage to what I had in regulation.
Good. Come on.
And hit a very similar shot really. So I knew that if I could get it in and around the front of the green, it wasn't going to release and leave myself a tricky putt and run towards the back of the green, and pretty much did exactly what I did in regulation, to be honest.
With Baldwin in trouble, the stage was set for a senior moment.
I mean, the confidence just flows through the body, and you just feel that you just relax a little bit, really. The hard work's paid off, and you're just trying to move in the right direction again.
Well, a good contest between these 2 great friends, and it's Jack Senior who prevails.
And where better for the players to unwind than the exclusive Rolex trophy overlooking Lake Geneva. The top 45 players on the road to Mallorca. No cut, the best food and a party atmosphere.
It's lovely. I've only ever played it, I think, once before in 2004. They just look after you so well there. Yeah, an unbelievable event. The food, everything, you couldn't fault it. You know, probably better than any tour event we play.
Well, that's something special, isn't it? Different sort of style of food each night. Go out and get as much as you want, desserts and all sorts to the end and back, and then go food coma in your bed until you fall asleep and get back up and do the same thing the next day.
It's like no other event. It's just got a different feel. You feel like it's the whole aura around the event. You're in a very exclusive club. The food's amazing. The people are great. I mean, the golf course is immaculate. You kind of feel like you're like, whoa, I could do this every week.
With Ricardo Santos protecting a 4-shot lead over Hill and Darius Van Driel through 54 holes, the prospects, like the hospitality, were mouth-watering. But the wheels began to come off for the Portuguese. As Santos came up short and in a share of 3rd, others seized the initiative.
Ricardo Santos had a bit of a gap and a bit of a lead. I felt like I had to go out and post a really low score. I got off to a really good start, and I think I was maybe 3 under, 3 9.
Hill was charging though. After 4 birdies in his opening 5 holes, he moved into contention once again.
4 shots behind at the start of the day. This is Dutchman Darius van Driel, who is on a roll. And he will have that at the 10th to move to 20 under.
And again, nipping at the heels of the leaders, Richard Bland.
I was playing in front of CORMAC. I'm walking up 15, and I knew he was doing well, and I see him hold his second shot. You know, and then Darius holds his literally like the group behind.
Well, some Sunday performance this from Van Driel, and Richard Bland must be wondering what has he got to do to win out here.
That's where I knew that I'm good for next year, and yeah, that was a good week for a lot of reasons.
I am a leaderboard watcher, and I seen that I might be in the lead now. Unfortunately, I dropped a shot on 15, and I managed to hit a really good shot into 17, make birdie, and hold a pretty long putt on the last to kind of make his journey in the last few holes a little bit more stressful.
Sharvin at 18, he's a long way from the hole. He needs it to apply a bit of pressure to Van Driel. And how about that?
I've been trying to win all year, and if someone had said to me, you'll shoot 22 under at the start of the week, I'll be like, oh, I'll win by 2 or 3 at least. But obviously Darius managed to close it out really well, and fair play to him.
Quite superb from Darius van Driel, 63-64 at the weekend as the Dutchman wins the Rolex Trophy.
That was a bit disappointing to come second, but also a really good week, and that kind of set me up for the end of the year.
There was a breakthrough win for Colchester's Dale Whitnell. In Belgium at least, the only way was Essex. The penultimate trip to France saw Whitnell in the mix again, but at the Open de Bretagne, Sebastian Heisler ruled the roost.
A birdie at the last is good enough for 31-year-old Heisler to savour the sweet taste of success for the very first time.
Portugal's Algarve, a simply perfect holiday spot. But in the midst of a packed schedule, the Challenge Tour's players had to place business before pleasure.
I knew I wasn't swinging that great. I was starting to hit some shots that I know, if I start hitting this shot, I know that my swing's not really where I want it to be. I was trying to stop the bleeding, so to speak. And I kind of just, on Sunday, I just got found out. I didn't make a birdie all day, which was disappointing, but yeah, I tried to take the positives out of it.
After a final round, 3 over par 75, Richard Bland's pursuit of a first win in 18 years continued.
There were a lot of guys close to the first place, so I mean, the plan didn't change. I knew the course. I knew that it's gonna be windy, pretty tough. So I knew I just had to play my game.
CORMAC Sharvin was suffering too, especially around the greens. So this birdie on the last clearly meant a lot, as the Ulsterman finished in a tie for 5th. Italy's Francesco Laporta closed out with a 2 under par 70 to grab a share of 3rd, but another man was in pole position.
I knew after front 9 I was close, but then after I made eagle on 10, I knew I'm leading. So I just tried to stay present, stay focused on each shot. So that's what I did. I had a couple of chances. I took advantage of them.
It's beginning to look pretty good now for Maronk. Looking cool and calm. And now only the par 4 18th to come.
As soon as I hit the drive and I saw it, I was going right in the middle of the fairway, I was relieved, you know. But then still I had to hit a good wedge.
Well, if he is nervous, he's not showing it. And that'll give the pole a good look at birdie. For a closing 3 and a round of 66. Nicely done. And only one person can catch Maronk now. That's Sebastian Garcia Rodriguez.
I still had to wait for Sebastian to finish, so I didn't want to, jump in front of myself. So I was just waiting patiently.
Must drop for Garcia Rodriguez. And that means that not only has Adrian Maronk won here in Portugal, but he's also become the first ever Pole to win on the Challenge Tour.
They both
really mean a lot to me, and yeah, very, very proud. I got so many messages, more than my birthday, you know.
We've navigated our way to some far-flung corners of the globe on the Challenge Tour, but we found ourselves in France more often than most destinations, and our fourth visit there in 2019 took us south to Malmort on the French Riviera. There, Antoine Rosner faltered. Instead, Robin Roussel led the French contingent with a crowd-pleasing moment on the last.
And the crowd was awesome. I'm not from there, and I just felt like I was the kid of the area, you know. This feeling is just amazing.
Thanks to his bogey-free 7-under par 65, the tall German Sebastian Heisler briefly towered over his opponents to set the clubhouse lead at 15 under. But a Flying Dutchman was waiting in the wings. Lars van Mile was the only man who could deny Heisler, and with a 2-putt par, he secured his first Challenge Tour title in just his second season on the circuit. After yielding 4 first-time winners on the Challenge Tour, it was time to say a final au revoir from France as the Tour turned south.